Young Justice issue 6, Brian Michael Bendis writing with Patrick Gleason and John Timms on the art. Presumably this is the last Gleason issue because he's off to
Yeah.
Marvel.
Well, his name's not in the credits.
Is it not? Did I just put
Nope, it's
keep his
just
name?
John Timms.
It's just John Timms. That's Comixology's fault. They still had his name in the
Yeah.
credits.
Yeah, and even the cover is Timms and Alejandro Sanchez.
Okay.
So he's gone. That said, Tim's art is very Gleason-esque. Because
Oh sure, yeah.
I didn't even realize it till about halfway through that it wasn't, because I don't look at the cover nor read the title pages because I'm a heathen. But yeah, so no, art is fantastic. Did not miss a beat in keeping the style.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of great pages with all the, because this is the first issue where it's really all of them together.
Yeah.
And talking about what they're going through. And, and Tim asked some really good questions. He's like, wait, John, how are you here?
Mm-hmm.
And basically he says, like, hey, like, I didn't remember you. Like, I'd forgotten about you until recently.
Excuse me, you said John? That's not his name.
Oh, sorry, Connor.
That's Connor G.D. Kent. Okay?
What's his middle name?
G.D.
G.D., okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've hurt some feelings here.
It's actually not GD. It's goddamn. I have to just do that because I forget that you're the man who forgot Starfire. So
Connor still remembers everything, and it turns out Wonder Girl does too. Wonder Girl, I don't know how Wonder Girl remembers things. I'm sure we'll get more of this later, but she's like, no, I remembered everything. Like that's why, because Tim thought she didn't, and that's why she was acting weird. And it turns out she's just weird because she's weird.
Yeah, that's just me.
Yeah, so those two characters did not have their memories erased from Flashpoint. That did not happen for them.
Either did Bart, because Bart remembers everything, but Speed Force.
Yeah, well, right? Yeah, but Bart's like an odd case because we knew he was in the Speed Force. So
right.
Yeah.
And
everyone else is new, so they don't matter.
Yeah, everyone else is new.
Yeah.
So, but there's more to Amethyst as we find out, which I do like.
Yeah.
And whatnot, but we get Connor, the rest of his origin that started in issue 3.
Yeah.
With him, and that he lands there after going through that portal into the gem, and
actually, Matt, if I just stop you for a second, I want to just say the joke Bart makes before we cut to this flashback.
Go ahead.
Because Bart blurts out awkwardly in front of Cass and everyone else, how are you here? How do you know this woman? And how do you have a baby? And there's this panel of everyone just reacting and looking at Bart like, what did you just say? And Cass like, you have a baby? First Bart says, I don't mean how do you make a baby, I mean how do you specifically have a baby?
Have a baby, yeah. So good. So Connor lands, and you have these are they opal soldiers, or they're some kind of soldiers?
Yeah, I think so.
Hassling his now wife, and she's pregnant, and you find out that her husband died, I think in the war, right? And she's a single mom, and which is frowned upon in Gem World. So he says, "Oh no, that's his wife, that's his baby," and kind of offers her protection, and then she offers him like belonging in a sense of family, and they make it work out. And now he's abandoning them.
So Connor's not actually had a kid; he's just sort of filling in for someone else.
Yeah, which plays right into the Superman,
Oh yeah, and it works as well because as soon as I got to this explanation for the situation, I went, "Oh, so he can leave then? It's not like he has to stay for his kids."
Yeah, am I a scumbag for feeling relieved that that's not actually his baby? Like he's free to leave and come back and do whatever.
No, I don't think so. Okay. I don't think so. And they asked Teen Lantern, which and there's not much to her story, but she hacked a green power battery, and she's 12. She's really smart. Actually, she's 11, I believe. She said.
They say that she corrects them and goes, "I am 12, thank you."
No, I'm an 11-year-old. She says that.
Really?
She says 11.
Oh, damn. Then you start drawing her like she's 11. She looks like a teenager. Damn it.
Yeah. But yeah, and then obviously they asked Jenny about who she is, and there's a great tease here where she's like, "No, I was coming for answers in Metropolis because I inherited this trunk, and apparently it was my great grandfather's."
Apparently, this plays into the Batman story that Bendis was telling in those giant size.
Oh, really?
Which is her first appearance. Yeah. So I'm gonna track that down. I'll definitely check out the Jenny Hex because I want to know how this plays in, because it seems like Bendis is weaving a tapestry through all of his stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she opens the trunk and they all look in. There's like a bright light. It's kind of Pulp Fiction-y. The light comes out the case, and they're like, "Wait, that's real? I thought that was a myth." So they're all looking at like stuff that might come in the story, into play later. So,
but we're burying the lead here because
are we?
Young Justice fights a castle creature.
Oh yeah.
Opal...
Well, hold on. Again, I must stop Matt and tell you a funny Bart moment before we can get to that.
There you go.
Because Amethyst is basically explaining what's going on, how the gem world works, how the different houses work, and the power and all that.
So they each have a prime gem, and that's where each of the houses pull their powers from. And Dark Opal's done something that has turned his dark, whatever he's done, and it's basically causing rifts in reality through Gem World every time he taps into this dark energy.
And she's explaining that they have to steal this, and it's going to be really hard. And while she's mid-explaining how difficult this is going to be, Bart just speeds off and speeds back and is holding it already.
So you have to get into his castle and then go through the dungeons, and then through the dungeons there's this deep 3-mile pit, and as she's explaining, Bart's like, "Oh, here you go."
Yeah, it's so good. And then the castle gets up, and it's like there was like a whole giant underneath the castle. The castle's like his back. And they
have to fight the castle, and it's great. And Connor's missing out so much because this is Young Justice.
Yeah, and because Teen Larton is like, "Well, this is my first time doing like a team up thing. This is a bit much. Can we do something easier?" And we have this great action scene. And after they make the castle tumble and they beat Opal, they get Opal grabbed. Teen Larton kind of beats them. There's like again a group shot of all 7 of them standing like side by side in a group shot, and then Tim's like, "All right, go on, say it, Bart," and he's like, "Young Justice is back."
Yeah,
it's a really good moment.
Oh man, and not having Teen Titans anymore, like this is my new Titans team. I'm very excited.
Well, before people correct you there is a Teen Titans book right now.
Not for us though.
Yes, not for us. But,
But like this is like the Young Justice League team, and that's where we get a piece of where was that in? Was it in the last? There's an issue where Clark talks about the Young Justice League team. Where was that? Hold on, I'm scanning.
I don't know.
I don't know. It was in another Bendis book, so maybe it was in Leviathan.
Oh, maybe.
Where he talks about the trouble that the Young Justice League team, got themselves into, and it was a reference to the earlier on in the story. But anyways, this definitely feels like the Young Justice League team because you have your Super, you have your Bat, you have your Wonder, you have a Lantern,
you have a Flash.
You have a Flash. Now you have a Magic character in Amethyst. You have Jenny Hex, who is that person that shouldn't be there but is, and I'm sure Naomi will be there.
The wild card. She's the wild card.
Yeah, the wild card.
Yeah. So the big twist at the end of the issue is that Amethyst is going with them to Earth because she's broken a lot of rules. Yeah. And she's broken a lot of rules. But the evil person there is like, yeah, she's now banished, and we didn't send them to Earth. And she's like, where did you send them? And I actually laughed out loud because it says next Lost in the Multiverse, and just because we always say Lost in the Speed Force at the end, I laughed at that.
Well, it wasn't so much the evil person, but it was we saw Amethyst butting heads with all these families, and this is I think Emerald.
Well, I was being I wasn't being accurate.
But it's just the way that it was. It wasn't so much like I'm evil plan. It's like, well, now Amethyst is gone, we can do what we need to do to reset Gem World.
I would have just said the ginger, but they're both ginger in this scene.
Yes, I know. So, but yeah, no, this is Young Justice. This is why I love the teen hero teams so much. Yep. Is what goes on here, and it feels nice to have Bart back, and Connor and Tim, and Cass. Like, it also doesn't help that this was my Teen Titans team when I started reading comics.
Yeah, this really felt like the team finally, the end of the story of them coming together for the first time. It really felt like if this was a TV show, this entire first 6 issues would be the pilot.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really did.
So, and the art is really cool. Again, I didn't realize it wasn't all Gleason. So I thought, oh, great, because we've been getting those guest spots, where half the issue is the guest artist because it's a, you know,
Oh yeah,
a flashback.
Tim's can happily stay. I was very happy with this art.
Yep. I'm trying to think and see what else work he's done because I want to seek it out.
Yeah, no, I liked it a lot. I've liked this first arc a lot, and then I think this ending hit the beats of fun that I like about the team. Had some great humor, but it also set up the next story, and again had more of the intrigue because we've not quite answered everything. Like, why can Cash remember everything?
Yeah.
Okay, so Superboy, sure, he got beamed to Gem World when or at least before things happened or whatever.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, because this is what we saw is that he was living with the Kents in Smallville. Right? And so he still remembers them. That he's from a universe where the Kents didn't die on prom night for Clark.
Yeah, because he even says he says Pa Kent always said something at one point. He mentions him.
So but yeah, oh man, I'm very excited going forward.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like Tim's worked on a bunch of Harleys. So I don't know if that's the Connor one. Kind of looks like it.
Probably.
But I'm gonna keep looking because I like the art a lot.
Yeah.
I want to read more.
Yeah, we should rate Young Justice, which I thought was a really solid conclusion to the first arc. What were you rating?
So it was. I'm giving it a 9. I really thought it was strong. Yeah.
I'm going to say 8.5. I don't want to quite go to the 9 because I've really enjoyed this arc. I think maybe the one element of it though it's been a bit weaker is just the story is just really simple because it had to spend so much of its time doing all the flashbacks and stuff. But so I'll give this final issue an 8.5. But I've really liked it. So looking forward to the next arc starting and wherever they end up in the multiverse.